What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. My name is Isaiah, and today, man, oh man, how many of you guys is doing virtual school? Man, virtual school started already. Well, 2 days ago, virtual school started for me. And let me just tell you guys, virtual school is already going off at a bad start. Because there's so many issues with virtual school right now. I mean, virtual school is like worse than virtual school was last year. I mean, to be honest with you, I'd rather be in the building. I'd rather be in the building right now. Like, on the first few days, like, when I had got on, all they do is say the same thing over and over. All they do is go. I think they went over the exact same thing that they did on the presentation, which was a hot mess. Which that I should say. Which they literally went over the same stuff that they did on the presentation. Let me just tell you about how my first few days of virtual school started. So when I woke up, I kind of went into my Zoom class. I already knew virtual school was at a bad start when I logged into my Zoom classes, and it was over 50 people in my Zoom class and for a homeroom. I already knew it was going off at a bad start. And you know it's that going off at a bad start when your administrators is your homeroom teachers. Tell me why, when I look at my schedule, they only have our teachers in. Like, for some reason, my assistant principal was my teacher on the first day of school. I'm like, really? They haven't even found any teachers yet? I'm like, come on now. I'm like, if they really need some teachers, this is bad. They might as well buy some billboards on the interstate and start a commercial and get some teachers. I mean, there's plenty of people that really wants to. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of people that want to be a teacher. I'm pretty sure there's people that be a teacher. I mean, people will probably pass us and put us to high school easily. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. Back to the rest of the story about how my few days went. So like on the first day, the teachers one of the teachers had this assignment for us to do. She had put it, well, it wasn't, I wouldn't call it an assignment. Well, she wanted us to try to get us kids to know each other better. It was something like that. So she put us into a breakout room. And to be honest with you, I hate breakout rooms, because last year when we was in breakout rooms, nobody talked. And like you guessed it, this year nobody talked in their breakout rooms. But it was a little bit different this year. Instead of people talking, people was chatting in the breakout room. So basically, people was chatting in the breakout rooms, and everybody turned off their camera. I'm like, man. So I literally typed up in the chat myself. I said, all breakout room does is show how shy people is. And people typed after me saying, yeah. Yeah, I'm like, yeah. Like, literally, that's all people were saying after me. I'm like, yeah, that's true. I'm like, I hate breakout rooms. I'm like, why would y'all, why would y'all put us in the breakout room? And I know that, I'm gonna be honest with you, I know the teacher knew that we wasn't gonna be talking to each other. Because when we got out of the breakout room, the teacher literally said, how many of you guys actually talked in the breakout room? And when we said that, most people said they was typing in the chat. She said, I didn't say type in the chat, I said actually talk. And then the second question was, how many of you guys actually typed in the chat? And then a lot of people said typed in the chat. I was like, ain't this something? But I'm gonna tell you guys something though. I'm in middle school right now. This is middle school, not pre-K. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was on the Zoom something. This might be I don't know if this kid was shy or something like that. But for some reason on camera, it was his son and his dad on camera at the same time. When you look at his name, it says, I'm not gonna say any names. It said it was a child's name, and then it said dad. And I'm like, what the world? I'm like, why is your dad in class with you? I'm like, is the dad a secret parent? Is the dad a secret teacher? Is your dad a teacher undercover who's supposed to make sure the people's doing their job teaching us? Cause if they are, obviously they are and they not. But well, they technically kind of are, but because they actually doing the teachers actually doing a good job. I actually like them. Actually, these administrators actually doing good as a teacher. I gotta give it up to them. They actually doing pretty good as a teacher. I gotta give it to them. But anyway, I'm like, what is your dad doing on camera as your teacher? I mean, not as your teacher up there on the Zoom with you. Then it was like in the middle of it, they kind of got, I don't know what they was doing. They was kind of fighting or something, but I don't want to say everything they was doing. But they wasn't really doing nothing. They were just sitting there, just listening. That kind of caught me off guard. That kind of caught me off guard for a second. That kind of caught me off guard. And then one thing that kind of also got me off guard. The first day, they kind of messed something up. On the first day, they had everybody classes up by last name, and you click on the Zoom link to get on. Man, it was a free for all, man. Oh man, it was just free for all. But one of the teachers on lunch, they had to stay on the Zoom the entire time. I'm like, why can't we just leave and rejoin? And my mom was like the same thing. I'm like, why can't we just leave and rejoin? But the other teacher let us leave and rejoin the Zoom. I'm like, what? I'm like, that's like, it was the administrator, and then the administrator lets us leave and get on, but the assistant principal just wants you to stay on, and so I guess so she doesn't have to let on 100 people back onto the Zoom. But I'm gonna be honest with you, the way they have the Zoom link on, they have it as a website, so like you can literally click on it and boom, you're in. But it's like a waiting room. So the way they have the Zoom link on, we can definitely expect some Zoom bombers within a few days from now. Like I wouldn't be surprised if there's any Zoom bombers right now. Like there's definitely gonna be some Zoom bombers soon. Then we had a substitute that literally was like, at the end of the day, that literally was like, today's Thursday, and she literally was like, all right, we will see you guys on Monday morning. I'm like, everybody started spamming the chat. We have a 3-day weekend. What about today's Thursday? And the substitute teacher started laughing, talking about something. Oh yeah, I'm tired. Yeah. I mean tomorrow, Friday. And then I'm like, I'm glad half the class didn't leave, because man, the school would have been calling a lot of parents about absent kids, because a lot of people would have been saying. But the substitute teacher would have been said that about this 3 day weekend, that's his substitute teacher saying. I'm pretty sure that dad heard it too. That dad that was sitting with the child heard it too, and he probably would have screen record that too. But trust me, I wish it was a 3-day weekend. But I'm finna take a 3-day weekend myself, away from making YouTube videos, because the way online school going, trust me, I need this break. This probably gonna be, but trust me, the way online school going, I'm finna be making these videos about online school. But yeah, make sure you guys like and subscribe, and see you guys next video.
Money talk, but I talk better. Sit that boy on that front line, I told him run his cheddar. I heard that boy, he keep on dissing, send him this little letter. Your chopper singing, I want to get big, and this is acapella. Yeah, this is acapella.